Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Chris. I've been in the IT field for over 20 years, and today I want to take a look at the Cosmic Desktop Alpha 2. So if we come over to their website, this is what it looks like here. It looks a lot like GNOME, the GNOME layout. So if we scroll down, here's the download links. If you've got an Intel or an AMD video card, you want this download. If you've got an NVIDIA card, you want this one. And then if you're coming from a different distro such as Fedora, NixOS, Arch, OpenSUSE, Kashii, there's install instructions for you there. And here's a screenshot of how you can customize it. They've taken the bottom panel and merged it with the top. They've scooted over the workspaces to the left and then the time and date on the right. Here's a preview of the tiling feature, which we'll go over. Enhanced theming. The theming is awesome as well. You literally just pick the color you want, the accent color you want. It's like 2 clicks. You can change the appearance of your entire system. Here's the Cosmic applications that we'll run through and see what's new, what's done and what's left. So it's kind of their to-do list here. So I'm just going to scroll back to the top. I'm going to go ahead and download. I'm going to use the AMD ISO, but pick the one that's right for you. Go ahead and let this download. I'm going to put it on a USB stick, or if you have Ventoy, you can copy the ISO over to your Ventoy device. And I will see you on the first boot up. All right, we've made it to the install here. So I'm going to select my language, select, and my country. Keyboard layout. Just go in defaults. And then I want to do a clean install. Select my hard drive and put in a name. Super secret password. And I'm not going to encrypt. And so we'll just let this go. And that installs super fast. So what I'm going to do now is restart the device and I'll see you on the first login. Alright, we've made it past the restart. So now we're presented with our login screen here. And this is the Cosmic Greeter. So we've got our date, our time, our network connection, keyboard layout, user, session, suspend, restart, shut down. We've got our user icon here. We're just going to type in our password. And after the first login here, what I like to do is come into the Software Center and go to Updates, and we'll just check to see if there's any updates. And there is, so we'll go ahead and do that. Put in the super secret password. And the updates have finished. It doesn't ask me to reboot, but I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll see you on the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and open the Cosmic Terminal, and let's do a Neo fetch. And you can see we're on Pop! OS 2404, kernel 693. We have 1528 Debian packages, Bash 5.2.21. We are using the Cosmic desktop environment, Cosmic Terminal, and sitting here idle, I'm using about 1.2 gigabytes. Alright, and to install software, let's go into the Software Center here and watch how fast this is when I click it. Boom, instantly opening up. Alright, so let's say we want to download Inkscape. That's what I always do. Let's click on Inkscape, and we can expand this out. We can change the source from FlatHub to System. We'll just stick with the FlatHub version and click Install. Alright, it doesn't look like that finished. Let me go back into it. So I can either click Open or exit out, and then I'll press Super to search. I'm going to go Inkscape, press Enter, and there's Inkscape. So just showing you how easy it is to get software installed on the new Cosmic Desktop Alpha 2. If we wanted to close Inkscape, just right click on the picture here and go to Close. Alright, let's take a look at the system tray. Over here we've got our power button. We click on that, we can go to Settings, Lock Screen, Log Out, Shut Down, Restart, Suspend. Pretty typical. Then we've got our notifications, and you can toggle on and off. Do Not Disturb. Our network connection, you can go into Settings there. Visible wireless networks. Our sound, increase and decrease the sound of your speakers, your microphone. And you can show these controls on the panel. Let's go ahead and do that. What did that do? Not sure if that button's ready for prime time yet. I don't see that it did anything. You can go into your sound settings, and then you've got your workspaces here. Automatically tile current workspace. You can toggle between tiled or floating. If you go into tiled, this is how you would do that. Just super plus the arrows to navigate the windows around. To move them, it's shift super arrows, and then to toggle back to floating, it would be super plus G. And the active hint, that is the color around the window. So let's demonstrate that real quick. I'm just going to go bring up Firefox. We'll do the text editor and the terminal, right? So you can see now they're all floating, one in front of the other. If we go into tiling mode, toggle on automatically tile current workspace. That's going to snap them into place, right? And then if I want to move around, I would use the super left to go over to the terminal, super down to get to Firefox. And then let's say we want to move Firefox to the right. Press super, hold shift, and press right. And that's going to move that to the right. Do it again, more centered. Do it again, now it's on the right. Do it again, now we're all the way far right. And then I just let go. So, and you can also use your mouse to get in between. That's just kind of the keyboard shortcuts. And then if you were done being in tiling mode, you can do the super plus G. So let's do that. We'll do super and G. And now you can see that the current window is in floating mode. Looks like Firefox and the terminal are still in tiling mode, but you can see how the text editor is now floating on top of those. And then to turn it off completely, to go back out of tiling mode, back into floating, you just uncheck the automatically tile current workspace. You can move these around just like you would normally. And to the left of the tiling, you've got your keyboard layout, your date and time. You press on that, it's got your calendar, and then you can go into the calendar settings there. And you've got your applications button and your workspaces. So you click on that you can toggle between the different workspaces. And then at the bottom, you've got your dock, which brings up the search workspaces again, and that application drawer, your various other different applications that you might want to put on your dock. So you can add to that as well. So we just downloaded Inkscape. If we right click on that, pin to app tray, that'll bring that down here. And I don't have the icon yet, but I would assume if we were to give it a reboot, that Inkscape icon would probably show. So I'm going to do that now. That was the system tray overview. So I'm going to give it a reboot and let's see if we get our Inkscape icon. And after a quick reboot, we do see our Inkscape icon now. The first Cosmic application I'll look at is the Cosmic Files. So if we go into that, we now have a search at the top. So I've added a test folder and a test text file. So I'm just going to type in test, and it finds that it's under downloads. That's right. You can highlight it and do a preview, get the context of what the file is, context of the folder, and they both live under downloads. One thing I noticed, there's a looks like a spacer between videos and the trash and networks. Also, I've downloaded some pictures, and they've added a gallery for pictures, but if I go to view gallery, you'll see it's grayed out there. I can't click on it, but it does give me the shortcut here. It says space. If I click into it, just an empty area here, and I hit spacebar, it does preview the pictures for me. We can click through those. And I've just downloaded the Cosmic assets from their website, these SVG files. So that does work, and then to get out of that, I just press on escape, and that gets me out of there. And if I go into view and about Cosmic Files, the git commit is yesterday, so they're still actively working on the Cosmic Files. And if I go up to sort, we can sort A to Z, Z to A, newest first, oldest first, smallest to largest, largest to smallest, and I would assume that's file size. And that is Cosmic Files. Okay, let's take a look at the Cosmic screenshot. And down here at the bottom, we can take a rectangle screenshot, active window, or the full screen. And there's the capture button, and then we can change where it saves to. We can go to the clipboard, pictures, or documents. We'll just stick with pictures. And we'll just do a rectangle of the center of the screen. Hit capture. It tells us that it saved it in the pictures. So let's go back into Cosmic screenshot. And we'll get a full screen picture here. Alright, now let's go into pictures and make sure that it worked. And here's our rectangle screenshot. And here's our full screen screenshot. And it does give you the size, the file format, the file size, and the location. And then if we just highlight it in the Cosmic Files, we get more details of when it was created, when it was modified, when it was last accessed, who owns it, and some more information there. And that's Cosmic Screenshot. All right, let's take a look at the Cosmic Text Editor. On the top left-hand side, you got your hamburger menu where you can open your whole project and edit all the files within that project with a bird's eye view of the entire project. So you could click on the file that you needed to edit, and then you could edit that in the separate tabs here. And under File, you got New File, New Window, Open File, Open Recent, Close, Open a Project, which is what we were talking about with that hamburger menu, Save, Save As, Revert All Changes, Document Statistics, Git Management. So that'll be really neat once that Git Management module's ready. You got your edit, undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, all the usual suspects here. Spell check. View, you can change the indentation. So right now default is set to when you hit tab on your keyboard, that'll be 4 spaces, but you can change that up to 8 and as low as 1. You can turn on word wrap, show the line numbers, highlight current line. Settings, you can change your theme. Right now it's set to match the desktop. Syntax dark, syntax light, default font, and then you can change that. And then the default size. You can enable Vim bindings. And that was settings. About Cosmic Text Editor. The git commit was 2 days ago on this one. So let's close this. I don't think it lets me close. It's got to have one open maybe. Let's go to File, Open, and we'll do our test document. Let's put 1, 2, 3 in here. So let's press enter and we'll say hello there, and I'm going to purposefully have a typo there, and let's see if the spell check can get it. Okay, I didn't test this before recording it, so I guess the spell check's not ready yet, but that is a feature that's coming. Once it's ready, I guess we'll test that again in Alpha 3. Alright, but that was Cosmic Text Editor. Okay, let's take a look at the Cosmic settings. Let's expand that. We've got our network and wireless. We've got our wired connection and then a VPN connection. Bluetooth. So this is new. The Alpha 2 now supports the BlueZ5. And BlueZ5 includes support for different Bluetooth profiles such as A2DP, Advanced Audio Distribution Profile, for streaming audio, HID, Human Interface Device, for input devices like keyboards and mice, and GAT, Generic Attribute Profile, for low energy devices. So very cool. Desktop, we've got our wallpaper, appearance, panel, dock, window management, workspaces. If we go into wallpapers, see we've got, we can change our wallpaper to fill or fit the screen. We can do a slideshow. And then here's the new wallpapers that came out. I believe these look the same as Alpha 1. The main desktop has not changed. So we go back out of there and go to panel. We can automatically hide the panel. We can position it. So we got it right now at the top. Do you want to display it on all your displays or just the one? Do you want a gap between the panel and the edge of the screen? So let's bring this down so we can see this. So if we make that, if we toggle that on, you can see there's a gap between the top of the screen and the edge. Turn that back off and it'll stretch. Extend panel to screen edges. Done that. If we toggle that off, then you see how it shrinks to the middle of the screen. Toggle it back on. And then the appearance matches the desktop. We can make it large or small, and we can make it see-through, semi-transparent, or all the way transparent. I think all the way transparent looks pretty good. Back out. And then that was the top panel, right? So now we're going to go down to dock, and it's pretty much the same thing. Do we want to enable or disable it? Automatically hide it. Which part of the screen do we want it on? Top, left, right, bottom? Do we want it to display on all of our displays? And then a gap between. See how it kind of lifted it up there. Extend to the edge of the screen. Or not. Match the desktop, and then we can change the size of it and the opacity. This is semi-transparent, fully transparent. And then configure dock applets. These are the applications that you want to show. You can rearrange them, whatnot. Window management. You can change what the super key does. Open the launcher, open the workspace, open applications, or you can set it to do nothing. So I'm going to leave it on launcher. Show the maximize button. So if we turn that off, you see how the maximize button went away. Toggle it back on, there it is. Minimize button, same thing. Toggle it off, toggle it on. You can change your focus navigation to focus follow cursor or cursor follow focus. Workspaces. Workspaces span display. Displays have different workspaces. And you can change the orientation from vertical to horizontal. And that's it for desktop. Display, you get your resolution, your refresh rate, the scale, orientation, and now you can scale all X11 applications or render X11 application at native resolution. Under sound, you can change your volume. You got the different profiles here: analog, stereo, duplex, output, input, and pro audio. Same thing for your microphone here. Different profile for analog, stereo, duplex, output, input, pro audio. Power and battery, you could go extended battery life, balanced, or high performance. Here's your input devices, your keyboard, your mouse, time and language, system accounts. Let's go under About. Go ahead and expand this out. I allocated 8 gigs to the VM. Here's our processor, graphics card, and I gave it a 40 gig hard drive. We are using the 64-bit. Desktop environment is Cosmic, and the windowing system, of course, is Wayland. And that is Cosmic settings. All right, let's see if Cosmic Alpha 2 works well with my toolbox. So we're just going to go out to github.com, the Linux IT guy. We want the toolbox. Scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to highlight this command here, bring up the terminal, paste that in. Nice, we've got the toolbox here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to highlight a few things. So basically what the toolbox does is it makes it to where you can go through here and check anything that you might want, remove anything that you might not want. And then under administration, you can enable, disable Bluetooth. You can install TLP, PowerTop. You can update your system using Nala. You can rank mirrors using Nala. You can download Stacer, apply the swap fix, and install Fast Fetch. So what we'll do is I'll grab MPV. What's something that came pre-installed that we can remove? Let's see if we can remove Thunderbird. Yep, here we go. And also, if you don't see the application in the list, you can go into Home, Toolbox, and this is the CSV file where, what's it saying? Cancel. This is the CSV file that we would edit to add and remove different applications to it. So if you know the name of the software that you're looking for, you can just add it here. Like for example, we could do utilities, Fast Fetch, right? And then if we didn't want it to be a flat pack, just leave the last part empty. If it is a flat pack, of course, you're going to need the FlatHub URL after that. But I'm not going to do that. I was just showing for demonstration purposes. Go ahead and close that out. Discard changes. All right, so we've got MPV we're going to install. We're going to remove Thunderbird. And let's go ahead and get Fast Fetch too, right? That looks good. And since we are on a Debian-based system, we can go ahead and update. And let's go ahead and get Nala set up so we can rank our mirrors so it'll be faster going forward. All right, so I'm just going to click on Run. Type in our password. And we'll let that go. Password in again. Okay, right now what it's doing, it's these 597 mirrors right here. It's ranking those mirrors, seeing which one, it's pinging them basically, see which one comes back with the fastest response time. It'll rank them, it'll list them 1 through 10, and then we'll pick the top 3. And I'll show you how I go about doing that. Alright, so the mirror's finished. What I want to do now is check for HTTPS. I know this, I don't want this one, it's the byte I ran, I don't like that one. HTTPS, so I'm going to go with this HTTPS, these 3 here, it looks pretty good. So I want to make sure that 1, they're from the US, and 2, they're HTTPS, so I want 5, 6, and 7 there. Just going to press enter on that. It's going to ask me if I'm sure, say yes. And the last checkbox we did was fast fetch. It's going out and grabbing fast fetch for us, and then it's going to build that. And then once that installs, I'll run the fast fetch command and we can confirm that that worked. And also we'll pull up the application panel and make sure that Thunderbird did get removed as well. And I believe MPV, we wanted to install MPV, so we'll make sure that that's there. Alright, applications have been installed and or removed. Please click the quit button to exit the application. Okay. So we'll click quit. And we got our terminal here. Let's do a fast fetch. We can see fast fetch is installed. Go ahead and close out of that. And then we'll pull open the application panel here and we see we've got the MPV player. And then we'll look for Thunderbird. And we can see that that has been removed, so it did work. So really handy utility. I recommend you go grab that, give it a try. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out these other ones. They're packed with helpful and informative information. This has been Chris, the Linux IT guy, and I'll see you in the next one.